One of the Blue Jays' most electrifying players ever is being celebrated for his contributions. Jose Bautista still holds the Jays' single-season homers record levels and a moment ingrained in Jays history.
That, of course, the bat flip in the seventh inning of Game 5 back in the playoffs. And Jose Bautista, congratulations on being elevated to the level of excellence, and welcome back to CP24 Breakfast. Good to talk to you again. What does this mean to you, getting your name up on the level of excellence? The Jays don't hang numbers from the rafters, but you're up on the level of excellence now. How significant is that?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's great, being able to share, my career with the fans and just being a part of the organization moving forward is awesome. I'm incredibly humbled and happy and thankful. So I can't wait to be back this weekend and celebrate with the fans.
Mm-hmm. And Jose, you were traded to the Jays in 2008, August 21st, so it's kind of a while from now, and you hit 288 home runs with the Jays. I know that bat flip home run was iconic, but is there one in your mind of all those home runs that you hit that was just like the one that you were the most proud of, that stood out to you?
It has to be that one for sure. Just having a 22-year playoff drought, and us having a great team that year in 2015, being able to be in that position in such a big moment of such a crucial series. I was lucky enough to be in that position, and just being able to connect that home run and come through for the franchise was huge. And it created a lot of memories for the fans. And ultimately, that's why professional baseball exists, and that's why we do what we do. And I was just lucky to be in that moment.
Yeah, I think we all kind of remember where we were the moment you swung that bat and then chucked it so just impressively and aggressively. I mean, it's on, ugly Christmas sweaters. It's everywhere. But now, Jose, it's a bobblehead. And I'm sure you've had a look at this bobblehead. What goes through your mind when you see that bobblehead of the bat flip?
It's a great one. I didn't know it was possible to suspend a little bat in the air, but they were creative. They got it done, and I think it's going to be an item that fans are going to love to collect. So again, any time that I can bring a smile to people's faces with doing what I do or what I did as a professional baseball player, I'm going to be extremely happy with it.
And, just to remind people that the first 20,000 fans to the game with Toronto versus the Chicago Cubs this Saturday can get their hands on one of these bobbleheads. I have to ask you, Jose, do a lot of kids come up to you these days and still, congratulate you and tell you about that iconic bat flip? Because my sons are all in baseball camp, and when my middle son knew that we were interviewing you today, he said, "Oh, Mom, can you please get a photograph for me, or an autograph and a photograph as well?" And he was copying you doing that bat flip. So with social media and YouTube, I mean, kids can replay all these iconic moments of you.
Yeah, it's something that obviously that I'm going to share with the fans moving forward. And at the time, bat flips were kind of frowned upon, and I took a little bit of heat for it. But I'm happy to have gone through that. So now guys can enjoy it today, and fans can enjoy celebrating the best play in the game of baseball, which is the home run. So kids come up to me all the time, and adults, no matter where I am. So they love talking about it, and it's definitely a conversation piece.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Jose, I wonder, what are you up to these days? I mean, your baseball career is wrapped up, at least playing-wise, but what's keeping you busy now?
I'm a full-time dad. I have four young little girls, and being a full-time dad is a job in itself. So my hat's off to all the dads out there, because between carpooling and driving and supporting their sports endeavors, I don't have a lot of free time. But I have a few projects off my sleeve. Nothing final yet to announce, but I'm hoping that soon I can share that with all of you guys.
Yeah, Jose, you always said that Toronto, was a place that welcomed you and your family. What do you miss about being on the Blue Jays and, living in Toronto during that time?
Just embracing the love of the fans and the have for the team and for myself. As we all know, the Blue Jays are the only team in Canada, and fans are sure proud of it. So that is something that I've never seen elsewhere, and it's hard to replicate. So I love the fact that all Canadians are proudly Blue Jays fans. So I definitely recognized that as a player when I was here, and I enjoyed it, because you definitely feel it as a player for the Blue Jays. So I applaud the Toronto and Canadian citizens for doing that. encourage them to continue to do that because it does help you on the field.
Yeah, yeah. And when you were here, Joey, I wonder, did you ever look up to the level of excellence and think, you know what, I hope one day I get my name up there, or does that not even cross your mind as a player?
I mean, you see the names and you're like, man, that'd be cool, but I never played for that reason. But now that I'm in a position to enjoy it moving forward, it's definitely cool. And it's going to be a great day on Saturday.
Yeah, well, listen, enjoy it all. We'll look forward to seeing you back up here in Toronto and enjoy that moment. Jose Bautista, Blue Jays great. Joey Bats, thanks for being here. Congratulations on being elevated to the level of excellence.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Take care. Well, a major milestone for hip-hop. It's officially turning 50 years old this week after DJ Kool Herc performed at his sister's birthday celebrations. And we can't count out Canada's major contributions to hip-hop as well. So joining us live is one of those contributors, singer, rapper, producer, Socrates, the one and only, live in the studio. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Good morning. Yes, it's early. So, Manifesto Festival, this is celebrating 50 years of hip-hop taking place this week. It actually happened 2 days ago up until August 13th. How has it been going? What can people see and do at Manifesto?
Well, I mean, pre-pandemic, they were very successful. I co-headlined with, many artists, especially coming from outside of the country, Jay Electronica, The Roots, guys that come to town, Wiz Khalifa. And then, of course, the pandemic hits, it goes a little quiet. So it's cool to see how they've come back, how they bounce back. Right. Shout out to Che Katari, shout out to the originators and the guys who first put it on. It's in new hands now. But what's cool is they're stepping up. They want to, CBC involved and, like multi-stages. Yeah, so it's back in a big way, and this is really significant. I mean, when you think 50 years of hip-hop, it started in Bronx, in New York, at a rec room. The Bronx. Yeah, the Bronx, I should say. And you're one of the pioneers, I would say, one of the godfathers of hip-hop in Canada with all that you've done. Okay. Your work with, collaborations later on with Redman, Nelly Furtado. When you think about hip-hop, what is the definition to you? Is it the music? Is it the culture? Is it what else defines it for you? Well, it is the culture. Just to put it simply, it is the culture, and it encompasses. It's supposed to encompass peace, right? Because it's built out of gang culture. To get away, to find something else to do. For the kids to find something else to do since they say now 1973. Loss of music programs, etc., in the streets leads to gang warfare. And how do we get rid of that? Well, we battle otherwise. So these elements of hip hop came up: breakdancing, rapping, DJing. You know what I mean? I know that much, but I'm born in '77. I'm not 50 yet. But I've been into the music, thankfully enough for my family, my parents, playing these songs. I mean, the first hip hop song I heard, I think, was in like '81, and that's The Message, by Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel, Furious 5. So I'm well steeped. Yeah, absolutely. Like this tea. Yes, we serve up great tea here at CP24 Breakfast. Makes you very happy in the morning. So Socrates, when you look at hip hop today, I mean, you're obviously still active in the music industry. Yes. Are you, like, the evolution of it, are you happy with where it is? Do you have criticisms? Are you just kind of like, wow, this is great with how much it's blown up? Or are you kind of, I don't want to say a snob about it, but like, I want to know what your thoughts, what your opinion is on how the industry is today with hip hop. Well, it's interesting. A lot of I guess classic guys like myself, but they might feel jaded to a certain degree where obviously the sound has changed. Right. The style has changed. The flows are different, but the fight is still the same. And I can't really. Like I said, a lot of older generation don't embrace what's happening new.
me, I'm just like, okay, I can like what I want, and then I can not like what I don't want, and just keep it moving, like any other genre of music. I don't like hip hop being pigeonholed in this constant judgment. I mean, you know, was Limp Bizkit mad at Paul McCartney for saying he didn't like the record? You know, I mean, it's like weird, you know.
Exactly.
So I prefer to push the new generation to say yes, do it, whether I'm listening to it or not, as long as, you know, you can make a living. And here's the bottom line. Dance. Because dance keeps our kids off the streets instead of finding something else. Idle hands be the devil's playground. Dance music, I don't care what the lyrics are.
Yeah.
You know?
Just move.
Just move.
Yes.
That's what it was meant for in the first place. So all this other stuff about wanting to kill each other in the lyrics, that's fine. At that point, I speak Japanese. I don't understand English, and I just love the record.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
That's what hip hop is to the whole world, I believe. It's you're supposed to dance, whether you can read the poetry or not.
Okay, well, Socrates, great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Hip hop, 50 years old this week. You can go to the Manifesto Festival at the RBC Echo Beach from August 7th to the 13th.
And I brought you a gift.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That is awesome. Brick House, Socrates, thank you.
There we go.
That's
for the station there.
Amazing.
You get it on the screen.
Beautiful.
And then on the back.
Socrates, 1977. There it is.
Till when? Till infinity.
That's the sign.
There we go. That's for you guys.
Socrates, thank you so much.
Thank
Such a
you.
pleasure.
We're getting a sense of what's coming up over the next 3 days at Nathan Phillips Square. We're talking about the taste of Vietnam. There are sights, sounds, colors, and certainly food to get into.
Absolutely. So once again, joining us this year is Kelly Lay. She is one of the organizers of the event, of course. And Cassie Tran is going to be talking about all these delicious food. But Kelly, let's start with you. Taste of Vietnam coming to Nathan Phillips Square today, Friday, Saturday. What can people expect aside from all the delicious food?
Well, they definitely expect passion, dedicated volunteers from all walks of life. Every community that are helping us, they are all volunteers. And Taste of Vietnam is truly community, charity-based. Everyone comes together, so you're going to feel that love, that sense of community, that giving back to the community. So you're going to sense a lot of love. You will see a lot of performances, cultural performances. This year is Taste of Vietnam and Friends. So we have different other communities that's joining with, like the Philippines, we have Chinese, we have the Indonesia. So a lot of communities are joining with us because all of us not just want to showcase the Taste of Vietnam festival, but we all come together for a mission to all raise awareness against human trafficking and transportation.
That's part of the charitable foundation, Better Futures for Kids, such an important cause.
Yes.
And so, Cassie, it's the Taste of Vietnam as well. Taste is in the title. That, of course, implies food. You've got an amazing spread of traditional Vietnamese food here. Can you tell us a bit of what we're looking at here and what we can expect to see over the next 3 days?
Okay, so basically we have a few dishes here on the table. So this one right here, papaya salad with beef jerky, were actually prepared by one of the kitchen, actually one of the vendor too at this event. She actually have the special sauce in there. You can actually eat with, like hot sauce.
Hot sauce, okay. Is there lemongrass in here? Is this lemongrass?
No, it's actually mint.
Mint, yes, okay. Mint is, I love the mint.
Yeah.
Okay, this is delicious. And then also we have these delicious drinks, and I noticed that this kind of looks like tapioca pearls in the bottom of these. I know that this has a fancy name. What is this drink called?
Butterfly pea cheese foam.
Wow, butterfly
pea cheese foam.
Okay.
So it's actually one of the tea. It's actually good for antioxidant. It's good for inflammations and prevent cancer.
And is it like yogurt? What's in it?
So basically, it's a milk base, but we're actually aiming for all the drink here is like non-dairy product. So it's actually for everybody actually drinking it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just not bubble tea. Yeah.
So there's plenty of color in the food as well. But we've also got to talk about the color when it comes to the fashion here as well. So Kelly, why don't you tell us a little bit about what these models are wearing and what we're going to be seeing on sort of that side of the showcase?
So Taste of Vietnam is not just about food. Of course, food is a huge aspect, but our culture. We want to share it to the world. And right now, what I'm wearing is the Áo Dài Canada. So you're looking here is the national Vietnamese costume. We merge it both together with the Canada flag, which is the country that we're so proud to be here. So therefore, this is our traditional Áo Dài. At the back, we also have the leaf as well, which represents Canada. And on our sleeves, this outfit is to raise awareness
Against
for our
human trafficking,
yes.
right.
So this is, you're looking at the national costume. But over here, this is our famous Ao designer, flew all the way from Vietnam.
Welcome.
This is, he's been with us since 2018, so such a wonderful designer. And these are his national Ao costumes. You can see from mine being very traditional, it can turn into very beautiful, extravagant for any events.
Could we
can we get
the model in red? If you could just sort of step forward a little bit, and if you could describe for us what she's wearing and what
so
this is about. This is
beautiful.
remarkable.
Yes. So these are all handmade, very detailed, and the form that our designer Jung Ting Kan does can fit anybody. So you'll be surprised from this size to my size to even Jen's size. One size fit all.
Is it stretchy for that to happen, or
It's
how
just
does it work?
the very meticulous way that he designed the form that can fit everybody. So you can see all of these are hand embroidery as well as here, and this is made out of 100% silk. And all of these are printed that you can see that makes the detail very extravagant. So these are considered as haute couture. Yes.
And how long would it take to build,
make something like this? This is gorgeous.
And
the embroidery.
It's about like a month.
A
month.
Just for the one piece.
Okay.
Wow.
And the headpieces, of course, from this
All
one,
handmade.
all handmade, and it really accessorizes the look. And turning to the next model here in white, I love the hat that
This is
like
remarkable.
this
Yeah.
beautiful. And you say this is more of a modern take of your
definitely,
traditional
you can
one.
see that Vietnamese are usually very closed, very
Conservative, like more,
But you can see as it evolved through history, it can become very westernized, open to the world, and everyone can even wear it to the Oscars. So you see the detail on the sleeves, and it's like half open, half closed. So it leaves the imaginations to the viewer, but it's just, you want to do a spin?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Wow, even the back is nice.
And all
I
this
love
are
it.
hand embroidered. So a lot of Vietnamese costumes are originally detailed by the craftsmanship of hand. So we still embrace that.
Keeping that craft
And
out.
also outside is also men as well. So you can see men.
Yes.
It's both for men and women.
Well, look, there is no doubt about the influence of Korea on our culture right now, whether it's K-pop or Squid Game or, of course, the food and culture that you're bringing here this morning to CP24 Breakfast. So listen, good luck with the Taste of Vietnam, of course, the Vietnam Festival, of course, which is happening right now. So let's keep that in mind, too. And thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate all of this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing in these remarkable designs.
Once
and
again,
everything else.
happening
So
at
thank you
Nathan
much.
Phillips Square starting today through Saturday.
Yes.
And on the weekend, it's going to be 10 o'clock to 10 p.m. But tonight, starting at 6.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hip-hop is hitting a momentous milestone, marking 50 years since this genre of music emerged from the neighborhoods of New York City.
So joining us live now in the studio for a look at how far it's come are Much Music VJs, Kwesi and Sade this morning. Welcome to the studio, Team Much Music. So this is a momentous occasion indeed, but you both are born, is it Gen Z? I'm forgetting what the gens are these days, but you guys are obviously,
We're millennials. We're millennials. We're on a millennial cusp.
Okay, millennial cusp.
We just made it.
Right. So when hip hop first came out of the scene in New York in the 70s, obviously, you know, I wasn't born yet. You guys were definitely not born yet. But what is Much Music doing to kind of, you know, celebrate and mark this massive occasion?
Well, we've done a bunch of just content that memorializes different aspects of hip hop. So Kwesi did a video like going over different dances that have come out of hip hop. I did one that was just talking about the first week sales, and for a long time that wasn't really recorded in hip hop.
Right.
So it's really interesting to see how it's grown over the years.
And Kwesi, what about the dancing? Because dancing is so connected to hip hop as well, isn't it?
Right? It was one of the 4 pillars of hip hop, and honestly, shout out to DJ Kool Herc, because if it wasn't for that block party, I don't think dancing would have become so iconic in hip hop. There's so many moves, and moves originate from different places in America and Canada, and it's just crazy to see how many like different moves come apart. Like the way they move their body through breakdancing and the party moves. No, I don't know.
We'll put some cardboard out on the floor here for you. Start spinning.
Yeah, and that's the point, right? We had Socrates on the show, and we're talking about Canadian hip hop and the movement here, and he was saying how it started out as a movement and kind of culture around peace, and the whole point of it is just to get people to move. But I'm curious, Sade, what kind of artists did you listen to when you got introduced to hip hop? Because during my time, it was, of course, like Missy Elliott, it was Tupac, it was Notorious B.I.G., it was like, you know, Nas, Jay-Z. Do you listen to the same artists, or is it different for you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching MTV and BET, so I was seeing, you know, like Eminem and Missy Elliott on TV, but I had a friend who introduced me to Immortal Technique and Tupac and Biggie. Yeah. So I got to learn a little bit more about the forefathers of hip hop, or like the 90s. So. And
if, like, Straight Outta Compton is just such an amazing movie. I just actually watched it a few weeks ago, right? That really gives you a sense of like the West Coast side of what was going on there. I mean, and the sort of the anger, the politics side of it as well, right? I mean, so there are messages within this incredible music too, isn't there?
Yeah, the hip hop is one of the craziest genres because it shows so much emotion in it. There's so much storytelling that goes along. Like, people are really talking about their lives. They're putting their lives on the line when it comes to this music. Even Wu-Tang, they have so many people in the group. They had to beef with each other every single time just to get on a track.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, there were so many. Tribe Called Quest, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Now I'm aging myself. I
don't know, I feel like
so many from back in the day. Okay.